I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we got a restart zone to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to a special event presentation of Goat Locker Racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We have an all-star field tonight filled with season winners, prior champions of Goat Locker Racing, and those that raced their way into qualifying events this week to make up our 43-car field tonight. These drivers are out here tonight racing for some cool prizes, including a specially made winner's plaque from one of our league sponsors, MK Fire Designs. But more importantly, these drivers are here to help raise funds and awareness for the greater mission of Goat Locker, and that is to help provide sim rigs to deserving veterans and first responders, and also helping get them connected to a community built by veterans for veterans. And you'll see every minute of it right here tonight on V-Speed. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us. My name's Daniel Cunningham. Up here in the booth with us tonight, we've got Eddie Smith. We've got Patrick Drabick, the head honcho here at Goat Locker, head goat in charge. And we've also got camera angles courtesy of Dougie Beard here this
Announcer
evening.
cams.
And we've also got some announcer cams here. Eddie and Pat, you all look awesome and official with all your Goat Locker gear on. I've got the hat that Pat sent me a couple weeks ago, but I'm lacking a little bit in the t-shirt hoodie department here. But what an awesome event we've got here tonight. What an awesome mission that you, Pat, have spearheaded here with Goat Locker. And that's really what we're here for tonight, is to just help bring more veterans into the league and just help raise awareness and funds for what we're doing here.
What an incredible event. We've done these in the past before, and this one by far and away has exceeded everything. This is the biggest event Goat Locker Racing's ever put on. So I can't say thanks enough to you guys up at V-Speed, everybody within the league that has contributed, spread the word across social media, donated, entered the sweepstakes. We put a lot of really cool prizes into this. Heck, we've already given away some cool prizes. We've given away some Tony Kanaan gloves. And yeah, if you caught a little snippet on MK Fire Designs today, the winner of this race tonight is going to get one incredible plaque. That it's all about the mission tonight. It's all about celebrating what we've done here at Goat Locker Racing, celebrating all our great sponsors, and just having a dang good time. So I'm excited. Thanks for having me up in the booth. And yeah, Eddie, this is going to be awesome.
I mean, we're calling it the G-Rock race. It's the Goat Locker Race of Champions, and that's exactly what this. I mean, Goat Locker's been doing an all-star race for a long time, and we love to show off the all-stars, the guys who are here each and every week, racing every season and putting in the time. And what a lovely kind of just sort of a milk and cookies, a peanut butter and jelly to put it together with a fundraiser for veterans, for first responders, for our warriors. Just an incredible night. All-star race, fundraiser, put it together so we can deliver a rig for a first responder. I can't imagine a better combination. It's going to be a lot of fun. We just can't wait to get this thing rolling. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of awesome action that we'll see out on the track. And again, just a really awesome mission. And this is something that, Eddie, you've been a part of this longer than I have. Pat, obviously you've been a part of this the longest, having been the head goat in charge here. It's just really cool to see how much Goat Locker has grown, see how many sim rigs y'all have given away, just the community that you've built here as well. So this is kind of your platform right now, Pat, to just tell us what you want to tell us about the event, about the mission. I mean, you basically came up here and said, "Hey, I'm going to be on camera tonight. Tell us what you got to say tonight."
I did. I bogarted my way up into the broadcast booth. I'm not going to lie. Eddie was like, I guess, since you're the guy in charge, we'll go ahead and let you come up here tonight. But it's been a long time since I've been able to be in the broadcast booth. So it's an honor for me to be here tonight. It's always an honor for me to represent Goat Locker Racing. I think people see my face enough and don't understand what an honor it is for me. This mission, what me and Jamie started 5 years ago at this point in time to where it is today is just absolutely unbelievable. And Dan, you talked about a couple of those things. Not only do we have all these racing leagues that happen now, we're racing 7 nights a week. And we have something for everybody, everything from sports cars, thanks to Tim Jones, thanks to Dan Krakiel, who brought the late model stocks in, thanks to a lot of these guys that have really put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this. We now have Indy cars that race with us as well. All of these are broadcast live. So there's an incredible team of announcers and producers and everything that really have put in a lot of time, energy, and effort. And, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about those folks tonight, along with the sponsors, because you all are what make this happen. I didn't make this happen on my own. Jamie didn't make this happen on our own. It took everybody, and it took everybody believing in what we do and how we do it. And Dan, yeah, you mentioned, 12 sim rigs. That's a lot. That's over 33,000. Well, we'll call it 12.75 because Charles Abert, we were able to outfit him with a very nice chassis and wheel and pedal set as well from a fundraiser we did last year. And we've awarded out over $33,000 worth of equipment. For what started off as a league on iRacing to a full-blown nonprofit that has been able to do that much is humbling. And I'm just honored. I got a lot of words and things along those lines, but it's incredible to see. We set a pretty lofty goal for this event. We said, we want to raise $4,000. And most of the time when this happens, and when we've done these in the past, we raise the bulk of that money during the event. Before this event even started tonight, we were at 103% of that goal.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Awesome.
Eddie.
Yeah. Well, let me jump in here and say that, man, it's been an honor to be a part of Goat Locker. Supporting veterans, first responders is just what a great thing that you guys have set up. And like you said, sim rig number 12. And if anybody doesn't know, the way that this works is there is a long string of things that have to happen before the veterans actually get the sim rig, and they go through a process of through all these different partners that Goat Locker has in vets that selects the veterans, and it goes down the line of so many people with their hands in making this work and making this happen. It's so cool that 12 of them have been done. It seems like a huge undertaking to get all of this put into place and get it into a veteran's hands. And it's just an awesome thing. And the idea is that Goat Locker Racing is not just a racing league. It is a veteran nonprofit to support veterans. That's what it's about. The racing league is secondary. It's fun. Like, this race is going to be a blast tonight, but it's all about the veterans. It's supporting veterans, supporting guys who need a little pick me up. need a place to go and be a part of something. Need some diversion therapy is something that we like to talk about. Something to take your mind off things that keep you down. Partners like Save 22 who do the same thing, and have Tuesday Talk. It's all about veterans, supporting them after their service, while you're still in active duty and beyond. First responders, EMTs, police, nurses, linemen. We've got a lineman in the race tonight. He's obviously a first responder. They're the first ones to go when a hurricane hits or something like that. So that's what this is about: celebrating these guys, these gals, and putting them on stage and letting them know that, hey, we haven't forgot about you. The world hasn't forgot about you. You're still as important as you were when you were wearing that uniform. And so let's take a quick video real quick, and we'll come back for some more pre-race action. And let's show a little video from some of our really nice sim rig recipients that decided to put together a video. We'll be right back.
I hooked up with an organization called InVets, which does a lot of job searches for veterans in Indiana. And they asked the program, they sent out an email one day saying, hey, sign this thing up to potentially get a free sim rig. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. I love doing racing games, stuff like that. So I put my name in, didn't think anything of it. And then a few months later, I get a text from Pat. He's like, hey, you won, man.
Submitted my application, was lucky enough to get the rig. And, it's been a life changer for me, to be honest.
It was a really cool experience overall. I felt like a kid at Christmas.
He told me about the league and introduced it, said I would probably like it. Being a veteran, I joined it, and it was it's the best thing that's happened in sim racing so far.
It's freaking awesome. Like, you get to find a community that is really accepting of how you are and everything.
It just gives me something to do, because it's a nice community of people that are more than willing to help you out and learn from basically the ground up.
Just being able to kind of get my mind out of negative things and be able to put it into something like racing and being involved with other members of the community has been a game changer for me, honestly.
It has been a blessing. It's helped me out a lot. I'm transitioning through my retirement.
Well, you build that sort of camaraderie, and then you get the added layer of having both veterans and first responders, man. So that made all the difference in the world. It makes it a really fun thing to do.
Being able to have that community of veterans and first responders, and the welcoming reactions that I've gotten from all the members of Goat Locker Racing has been absolutely fantastic.
It's an awesome family, awesome community. The things they do for each other, and don't ask anything in return.
If I get kind of in a bad spot, I know I can hop on the Discord and be like, hey, can somebody talk? Or even, I'll take it out on the racetrack.
I want to thank them for what they do. It's awesome. My wife thanks y'all, because I don't aggravate her as much. I'm a lot calmer.
Thanks to all of them. Everyone is on the board.
I would love to say thank you very much.
Man, cannot thank those guys enough. And those are your sim rig, and that's the story. That's if you want to know what Goat Locker is, if you've never been here, you've never watched a Goat Locker race, you want to know what it's about. That right there is what it's about. It's about these guys who deserve to have something like this, and it's just an incredible process. You hear the process of what it takes to get the equipment. So many sponsors, so many partners that have to put that together, and we're just grateful for them for letting us inside of their head and hear their experience with Goat Locker. And we definitely appreciate those guys. But tonight, man, y'all, we got a fantastic race. We're going to put together a fun one. And it's not been easy. Some of these guys have had to work their way in and qualify their way into this race.
Yeah, something that we touched on a little bit earlier is that a lot of the field is previous season winners, past champions here in Goat Locker. But we did have 2 qualifying races as well to help set the remainder of the field, and actually filled out about half of the field here this evening. So you can see the list there: 12 drivers from the first qualifier: James Silvers, Craig Bontrager, Jason Kristen, Cody Anderson, Kevin Price, Chuck Pegleg Phelps, Doug Ellingson, Andy Carnes, John Herman, Brandon Wallace, Larry Poling, and Thaddeus Friel in that first one. A lot of mainstay drivers here in Goat Locker, guys that have been around for a while. You can see there from race number 2, we had George Jewell, Eldon Stewart, Sean Warham, Josh Unger, Casey Jones, Timothy Wilms, Tim Stubblefield, Dave Calvert, Corinne Smith, John Lawless, Skylar Daly, Tyler Evans, and Regis Clark. You know, one of the cool things, too, with some of those guys that have raced their way in, couple of, I believe we've actually got a couple of the SimRig recipients on there. I recognize Josh Unger's name is one of them. And so cool to see, cool to see them get that opportunity to race their way in and have a chance to participate here tonight.
Well, I love the idea of qualifiers. You know, I love the idea of, hey, you got to race your way into this thing. It just makes the main event just a lot cooler when you're not when you're not trying to, you just walk right in. That's fine, but it's fun to have to race your way in, have to go out there and put it all on track. 30-lap qualifier races Monday and Tuesday nights, and these are the guys who are able to, and gals who are able to move their way into the main event here. So. Some really big names in there. Honestly, some winners for sure. I mean, I can see a couple names in there that I think could actually come away and win this race. Going to be a solid field. I mean, a huge 43-car field.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be a big field here. Big night this evening. And Las Vegas is really just the perfect track that you could pick for this. I got to call a league race here not too long ago. The handling still matters. The tires still matter, but there's just enough of that draft effect to kind of keep everybody bunched up and really keep everything kind of packed up together. So going to see a lot of side-by-side here this evening for sure.
Yeah, taking a look at qualifying here is I got Kevin Price with a crazy retro scheme, but really cool looking. Price always seems to have some really solid schemes. He comes off the corner. I think it's a band that he is, Ultrasonic, I think is what it is. But he's going to come across, and he's going to be good enough for 20 seconds. We're up to 10. So he made up a good amount of speed there. But, you're talking about this track. It's definitely wide open, right? I mean, right through 1 and 2 for sure. You might have a slight lift. 3 and 4, you're definitely going to be wide open. So qualifying very much like a super speedway, like you said. And so it's going to be right around the bottom. Well, I say that, and here comes Craig Bontrager. He's right in the middle of the track. So not quite to that white line. I don't know, Daniel. It seemed like you'd want to get down to that white line.
Yeah, I would think so too, but it really seems like, at least, from running truck races here, it seems like that middle groove is really fast, and he's kind of drives similar in certain aspects just with the lack of horsepower. Then again, Bontrager I don't know, is Bontrager on his first or second lap here? He may be on just his first lap, trying to build up a little bit of momentum here. So, yeah, he's actually going to try to drive it down to the bottom now that he's got that speed build up and see what he can do here on lap number 2.
Yeah, good call there. He was good enough for 38th that first lap. We'll see if he can best that. And something worth talking about. There is a lot of prizes, Pat, that are we're here to give away tonight. First place MK Fire Design plaque with GLR hat, which we'll talk about that in a little bit as Bontrager crosses the line, and he's good enough for 10th. Going to push Cody McElwain outside of the top 10. Second place is a GLR T-shirt and hat. But the interesting one is the Back of the Pack Award. And that's going to go to whoever qualifies. You have to actually put in a qualifying time that looks like you tried. But if you get to if you start at the back of the pack with a solid qualifying effort, a Kyle Larson diecast. So that's pretty neat. And right now, it's really hard to say who that'll go out to because it's hard to decide who gave effort and who didn't. But right now, I mean, Josh Unger, John Herman, kind of fighting for that position at the moment.
Yeah, and we tried to put a lot of really cool things into this here this evening. The halfway leader is going to get a prize. There are some really, really cool things happening with the sweepstakes as well. There's a Kevin Harvick signed helmet. There's some, polos and track shirts from Arrow McLaren. There's a track shirt from Hendrick Motorsports, one of the William Byron Liberty University ones. We've got gloves from Tony Kanaan. And we got a couple Kyle Larson die cast as well. And of course, all the Goat Locker swag you can get your hands on thanks to Jam Printing and Promotions. for providing all of that. So we've got T-shirts and hats, and if you entered the sweepstakes and you donated X amount of money, you're going to get a hoodie as well. So we are trying to pump out a lot of different things, and hopefully everybody walks away with this not only having a great time and contributing to a great cause, but they get something cool in the mail from Goat Locker Racing.
Well, qualifying is over, so we'll have a little bit of time, a little bit of warm up, just to kind of stretch our legs, get everything rolling. So we're gonna take the time here to let's talk to some drivers. What do y'all say? We'll bring in a couple, talk to them, see what they feel like, how they feel the race is going to go tonight. And hey, we're going to start with probably one of my favorite interviews of all time, and that's Chuck Feltz. Chuck, this is Eddie, Daniel, Pat in the booth. Got a copy? You know what? I think I grabbed him at it'll be a warm up right before the race. I should know better when it comes to Chuck. We'll get him in a minute. Let's get Jacob Linke in here in the booth. Jacob, this is Eddie, Daniel, and Pat in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Going to be a fun race tonight. Exciting. ARCA at Vegas. Talk to me about it, man. What are you feeling? What's your thoughts going into this race?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. We got a full field. I put her in P10, so everything should start to fan out either behind me or around me. I would hope not, but I'm more excited about everything that went into getting this put together.
Well, this is about the race. This race is really important, but I'd love to kind of put you on the spot here and say, tell me something about Goat Locker Racing. Tell me what you love about Goat Locker Racing. What brings you here every week? What keeps you around?
It's like it's the brotherhood of it. Like, I get together with the guys from Team Safe 22. Like, there's a bunch of the guys that we run all 7 series pretty much, and like they've been bouncing ideas off of everybody on the team, and I just enjoy like being able to learn from guys like Jeremy and Tyler Justice and Tim Jones about road stuff, and it's just such a good thing to be around like-minded people within like either around or like part of the veteran community. That is really the biggest thing that Goat Locker is trying to put on.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Thanks for talking to us, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of this thing.
We'll see. Thank you.
All right, boys. Well, that was fun talking to Linke. We're going to grab some other people. Man, we got some important business to take care of here, and let's send it over to Jared Ashley for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just about to the moment that we've been building up to here for the start of this race. We've got the warm-up done. We've got the qualifying done. These drivers are getting ready to take the grid. And we've also got a pole award to hand out here this evening, the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award. Jam Printing and Promotions, one of our big sponsors here at Goat Locker. Actually, I think they're the ones that's usually on the hood of your vehicles here, Pat, whenever you're out there on the track with us. And they do an awesome job with all their support of the league, all the awesome items that you see for sale. But that front row, actually 2 identical times. James Silvers is going to be your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner, with Tyler Justice to his outside in second. Tyler might be wanting a little bit of a do-over on that lap, or somebody to take another look at it. Identical times. But starting on row number 2, Jake Ham in the 85. Casey Jones to his outside in that 34 car. Starting in the 5th position, we'll call him the second GOAT in charge here. JB Barkus in the 15, with Cody Anderson in the 11, starting in 6th. Rolling off in that number 7 spot, Jeremiah Holt, one of the drivers that raced his way in through those qualifying races, as well as Samuel Yosef in the 8th position. And rounding out the top 10, it's going to be Timothy Wilms and Jacob Lenke.
Well, outside the top 10, but still a winner's going to come from here, I promise you. Craig Bontrager in that 11th position. Cody McElwain starting in that 12th spot. 13th, Jacob Ellingson. You got to keep your eye on him. He's going to be up there all night long. And JB Lipke going to start in the 14th position. Could surprise you in that 16 machine, let me tell you. 15th is going to be Skylar Daly with Jeremy Garner in that 16th spot. Both able to win this race here tonight. Daniel Parks, George Jewell, sneaky fast. You better be watching out for him. And it's round out your top 20. Chuck Phelps and Alan Smith.
Let's talk about those guys starting outside that top 20. Kevin Price starting in 21st. And then you got James Goshen starting there in the 085 and 22nd. 23rd is going to be David Calvert with Andy Carnes, the director of operations around here. We'll call him the third GOAT in charge. The number 19 machine rolling off in 24th. Starting 25th is Sean Warrow. 26th, Michael Kostick. And then 27th, Frederick Seagraves. And then there's Ryan Pendleton starting in 28th. And surprised to see him start that far back, but I guarantee that 23 car will be working his way up to the front by the end of this. Starting there in 29th is going to end up being Timothy Stubblefield. And then rounding out your top 30 is Tyler Evans at that number 39 machine.
Starting in 31st, Jason Kristen. Starting at 32nd, another one of those SimRig recipients that we've talked about throughout the evening, Charles Abert in the 7. Starting in 33rd is going to be Jonathan Lawless with Brian Provo starting in 34th. 35th is going to be Thaddeus Friel Jr. with Brandon Wallace in the 99 to his outside in 36th. Doug Ellingson rolling off in 37th with Ricky Sisk Jr. in the 38th position this evening. Starting at 39th, going to be Joshua Unger, another one of our SimRig recipients, as well as John Herman starting in 40th. Rounding out the field here this evening is going to be Larry Poling in 41st and Corinne Smith in 42nd. Quite a full field we have got here this evening, and a lot of drivers capable of taking home that win.
Let's talk about the race analysis. What do y'all say? 100 laps here tonight. Pit road speed 45 miles an hour. Tire sets available 4. You're going to have to be careful if we have a lot of cautions. You don't take too many tires early. You want to keep some for the end. 3 green-white checkered attempts. If you're a Goat Locker fan, you know that normally it's 2, but hey, they threw a little curveball tonight and said, hey, we're going to have 3 green-white checkered attempts to really settle this thing, and then 100% fuel here in this race. Let's talk a little bit about Las Vegas. If you don't know much about it, it is a 1.5 mile. It's not a quad oval like what you see out of Charlotte or Texas. Those type of tracks sort of have that little kink, straight away right at the start finish line. This is a pure D oval, so it goes all the way around. It has a lot more banking than it used to. It's got 20 degrees now, but it used to have a lot more. It used to be a flatter, almost like Pocono. But really fun, really fast, and these ARCA cars are going to kick ass.
Yeah, absolutely right. This track, this car, this is a pretty good combo. Pat, I don't know if you were the one that actually picked this car and track combo, but we'll give you the credit for it since you're up here in the booth this evening to say you did a damn fine job of picking this combo here, and it's going to definitely put on a good show for us here this evening.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. You know, ARCA has been one of our most popular series thanks to Glove Station. We're running East and West ARCA, Pro and Am splits, but we're getting ready to drop the green flag, so why not put our most popular car at one of the best tracks? Going to provide some awesome racing here this evening, so I'm excited to call it here with you guys this evening, check out all the great action, and see what these drivers can do here tonight at this 1.5 mile track.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. It's popular enough that we've actually had to split it into an East and West division, so definitely not surprised to see just how many drivers there are that decided to participate in this. It's awesome to see the support. But you mentioned it. We're getting ready to turn these drivers loose, 42 of them here at Las Vegas this evening. Pace car is going to be pulling off, and we are going to be getting this race underway for 100 laps. Pace car is in, and we've got this race under green. James Silver's leading them. You can see in the back there, looks like maybe even somebody around already. Kind of hard to tell. A little bit of a checkup there on the initial start, but up front, everybody 2 by 2. And that was the 66 to the 99. That is definitely not the start they were hoping for, as well as Ricky Sisk there in the 12.
Yeah, as they go down into 3 and 4, hopefully those guys get out of the way. But you can see exactly why Goat Locker picked ARCA at Vegas. Almost 3 wide, multiple rows deep. If you've seen Talladega Daytona before, you know what to expect. And you can see some guys towards the back starting to kind of chill, give a little bit of space. 100 laps doesn't seem like a long way, and it will definitely creep up on you if we stay green. But you want to try to stay out of the mayhem if you possibly can. But there are so many awards you got to win. I mean, there's the Hard Charger Award. So the one that comes from the back goes all the way to the front. You want to win that one and leader at halfway. So not only do you win the race, you get a prize for doing that, but if you're leading at halfway, you get a prize as well. You get a choice of an Aaron McLaren or a Liberty University crew shirt, I do believe. So really cool prizes, and so you really can't hang around if you want to win any of those prizes. Right now, Tyler Justice takes the lead. Casey Jones on the outside, some guys being very aggressive here early on the start.
Yeah, definitely a lot of aggression here early on. You mentioned that Aero McLaren, the crew shirt that you have the possibility of winning. I actually won one of those earlier this week in one of the giveaways that they did here with this fundraising event. And I got to say, I'm super excited for that to come in. I might have to slip Pat an extra $5 to try to get some rush delivery on that. We'll send him a couple extra bucks, see if we can get it out a little bit quicker.
We'll see what we can do for you, Dan.
Let me tell you what to do. I'll tell you all what to do. If you're in chat and you're giving money, I want to be careful here. This is a fundraiser. And, we kind of – this is my fault, but we want to make sure you go to the right place. V-Speed appreciate your money, but make sure you're going to Goat Locker Racing, goatlockerracing.org, and then you click on the donate button, and that's where you'll send any kind of donations. The goal has been reached here tonight. That's amazing. But, hey, we want to go any further. Every single dollar that you guys donate to Goat Locker at goatlockerracing.org, every single dollar will go to a first responder, veteran, what we call a warrior, and their sim rig. They go straight to them, all the parts and pieces that are necessary. So make sure if you're going to donate, send it to goatlockerracing.org, click on the donate button, and send it through there.
Racing so far has been absolutely incredible, lived up to the hype. You're seeing a lot of these cars on the top side of the track being able to actually make a lot of ground as Tyler Justice continues to lead here this evening from the top side, which I tell you is a little bit odd. I figured these guys here tonight would be bottom hunting, but boy, the racing tonight has just been absolutely incredible so far, Dan.
Yeah, it really has. And we've talked about some of these prizes we're giving away and some of the awards that you have. Talked about that hard charger at 38 of Frederick Seagraves. He is already putting his name into the hat for hard charger. We're just a few laps in here. He's already up 9 spots from where he started, up to 18th right now. And, you know, I've got the opportunity to race against him in quite a few series here in Goat Locker. And one thing about it, he's fast and he's not afraid to make aggressive moves. So keep your eye on that driver of the 38 here as we go throughout the evening.
Yeah, Frederick Seagrave's a winner, obviously. In Goat Locker there's a wreck, massive wreck. And the 37, Jacob Linke involved. And this is the big one, guys. Holy cow.
You are not kidding there. That is the huge one here at Vegas. And, of course, the driver that I was just talking about, the 38 of Frederick Seagraves, you can see there. Car is crab walking down the straightaway because even though this is an all-star fundraiser race, the broadcaster curse is still in effect. But, man, that was a huge wreck there that involved quite a few drivers. Thankfully, we do have fast repairs this evening. Quite a few going to have to take it here. And that started right up at the front of the field, too.
Yeah, we kind of missed it there, but yeah, it looked like Linke just had some sort of trouble, huh? He's going out to the inside, got Casey Jones right below him, and he's just going to get loose.
Steps out.
Oh, man.
Oh, those are some hard hits. And with this amount of cars on track, I mean, it's just hard to avoid that when it happens at the front of the pack. You know, it looks like some cars got through there unscathed, and we see a couple of the cars running without a nose anymore, and we got pieces and parts all down the front stretch. But tough break there for Jacob Linke. It just looked like that car stepped out, and once they get that yawed out, it's hard to get them back.
You know, one driver that I think snuck his way through there is actually your old man, Eddie, that 00 car. I think he got through there without really hitting anything or taking any damage. And if he did, that might be the wreck avoidance of the century here from Alan Smith. This kind of backs it down. Never mind. I spoke too soon. He did get into the 37. But that was the part that I caught right there, and it looked like he got through it without any damage.
Hey, that grease that KFC uses is really good, and he kind of just slipped on through there, didn't he? Now he's running in 6, so he might be the biggest mover. He's pretty darn close. But, yeah, that was a massive wreck. And, you know, you feel bad for Linke, but I'm going to tell you right now, it could happen to anybody. These cars, I mean, we'll take a look at the weather. The track is 80 degrees. These things are gripped up, but these cars are made to go fast and hold it wide open. So they've got everything kind of set up to where the downforce is really as low as you can get to carry as much speed through the corner. So, you know, you're not locked down to the track. The more downforce you have, the slower the top speed is. So as we're running wide open or pretty darn close to wide open, you got to have, not as much downforce. And so there's just not that security that you'd like to have. And, yeah, right there, just the way the air is on the back, we know these cars can kind of be manipulated. And I wonder if he didn't get just a little bit of air on that left rear and it just came around. So bummer there for the 37 are here early.
Yeah, but that definitely shakes up a lot of the running order here. Just taking a look here at the top 10, what I'm seeing on timing and scoring, there's a bunch of drivers that are up 10, 15, 20 spots right now already from where they started that were able to miss that wreck. So it just gives you a pretty good idea of just how many drivers were caught up in that one.
That was definitely some chaos at the front of the field for sure. But it looks like most of the guys are returning to the track. A couple guys still there on pit road. And we'll get this thing back under green and get these cars ripping around Las Vegas Motor Speedway in no time.
The lights out on the pace car. And so now if you're one of these guys up front, you're Lipke, Jewell, Price, Alan Smith, I talked about those guys kind of hanging around at the back. Maybe that wasn't a great idea. Gosh, it turned out to be the right idea, the perfect idea. As now they're up at the front. Now they have that track position, and we know how the dirty air works. Track position is everything. But it's going to be a lot of fun watching those guys that were up front try to make their way back up to there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyler Justice, I think he's got the best plan of all. He says you can't get caught up in the wreck if everybody's behind you. He's the control car on this restart. He's going to lead him into that restart zone. But James Silver's back up there just as they started the race on that front row, going to try to take the lead away from him here. Not a whole lot of help for either driver as they head down into one, and maybe even a little contact between the two of them.
Yeah, both these guys are bad fast. James Silvers, he won one of the qualifier race, and Tyler Justice, he's always up towards the front. Doesn't have the best luck, that's for sure. Maybe some of it's his own doing. Maybe some of it is from others. I don't know. But I can tell you what, you put him on a road course in a GT3 car, he becomes a totally different animal. But we're in the ARCA tonight, and he's showing that he's good at that too because he's leading the way.
Yeah, definitely a lot of speed here early on. And you talked about that 0-0 trying to get through that wreck. If he did get any damage from that little bit of contact, it's certainly not showing. That KFC car running up there with this front pack, taking a look on board here with the 0-0 of Alan Smith. And man, he is just that's actually my Pro-Am ARCA teammate right there. So maybe a little bit of bias on my part, but nice to see him running up there in the top 5 right now.
You know, we've talked to him a lot, and I've talked to him quite a bit about his racing, and he's like, man, I just don't want to wreck anybody. And I said, man, you got to be aggressive. If you're going to get up here and win these races, you got to be aggressive. And I've been telling him that, and he has been absolutely doing it. In the ARCA series, the Glove Station ARCA series, he is a 2-3-time, I think 2-time for sure, AM winner this season. He is the previous amateur champion. So he has definitely gained a lot of skill, being able to race around others, and I think he's starting to take a little bit more chances than he has before. And you're getting a fun little battle here. This is your, I believe they're in the East. This is your East 1 and 2. Lipke and Alan Smith have been going at it all season. You can see them running nose to tail in 4th and 5th position. It's just cool. It's cool to see your dad on track and doing well, and he's been doing a fantastic job over the last few seasons.
Yeah, one thing about it, you can't be afraid to wreck somebody. I'm pretty sure all 3 of us have actually wrecked each other at various points in time. So, I mean, you can't be afraid to make a little contact. I know I've wrecked Eddie at least once or twice before. So, it's going to happen from time to time.
Yeah, you know, may have tangled with the both of you a couple times as well in good fun. And, well, maybe not at the time it was fun, but, you know, having a lot of fun. So we're going to see some of that. Oh, goodness gracious, as they are beating and banging still at the front of this pack. Tyler Justice and I think that was James Silvers there. Again, kind of rubbing on each other. And so getting aggressive here at the front of the pack. And we've got racing all the way around this track at this point in time. And again, speaking of some of these hard chargers, you're starting to see some of these guys start to rise towards the front. Cody McElwain making his way up towards the front right now.
Yeah, Cody McElwain was actually the driver that made it 3 wide between Silvers and Justice, who are still racing side by side, but the lead has gone on. You know, one of those big movers is also Brian Provo, another road course just monster. But I don't know. I don't know if we can call Cody McElwain just a road course master now. He is one, but man, he is so good on ovals. He's got a next-gen win this season, and he's already up 10 spots, and he had to go down pit road to get a faster pair, it looks like. So Cody was in that mess and is already up to 2nd place. But, man, how about George Jewell out front leading this thing tonight?
Yeah, really cool to see him up there. One of the Save 22 drivers. You can see he's got his webcam on this evening. And so cool to see him up there leading right now. And, you know, he drives for that Save 22 team, one of our awesome league sponsors that Eddie, I think you had their hat on in our pre-race show too. But, yeah, just one of the great sponsors that we've got, one of our title sponsors for the Friday Night Truck Series as well. Just can't do what we do here without their help and support. George Jewell serving them well right now up there leading this race.
Yeah, I wear that dang hat all the time. It's my favorite hat. You'd have to kill me to take this hat away from me, I think. If it's only, I got a big old head, guys, and so yeah, I tell you what, whenever I find a hat that actually fits it, I gotta keep it. I gotta hang on to it.
Well, that's one way of holding on to a hat. I didn't think a hat would ever be that important, but you know, hey, now Save 22 does some absolutely amazing things. I was actually texting a little bit back and forth with John Moser over there, and how excited they were to be a part of this event here this evening. I know they're tuned in, so thanks, gentlemen, for tuning in, but more importantly, thanks for the work that you all do for our nation's warriors. They do some amazing work all across the country, quite honestly. They do a lot in racing as well. John heads up their motorsports program, and so if you're interested in any type of drag racing or any of those types of things, please get a hold of those guys over there at Save 22. They have a wonderful partnership with Lex June. They love getting veterans out to the track. They always have tickets for that. But tune into their Tuesday talk, 10 a.m. on YouTube as well. Save 22 is an amazing organization. Yeah, it's great to see some of these guys out here on track tonight representing them.
Yes, and that save22.vet is the website, and then it's at save22vet on YouTube. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of push in the butt here. Go over to either one of those, at save22vet on YouTube. Just search them up. Go to Tuesday Talk. Check out one of those videos if you're a vet. If you know someone who's a vet, man, it's such an amazing, amazing show that they do every Tuesday. So definitely go there. Give them a like. Give them subscribe. Comment. Tell them that you appreciate what they do, and I know we appreciate the heck out of them. Up front, guys, good gosh, we got so much stuff going on. Cody McElwain is taking the lead away from George Jewell, as George kind of getting stuck behind the car of Samuel Joseph, who's 2 laps down, and he's trying to fight and maintain that position to try to save one of those laps and try not to go down another lap. But right now he's going to have to be fighting real hard to catch back up to Cody McElwain.
Yeah, Cody McElwain tried to take control of this race, but Samuel Joseph, he had just come out of the pits not all that long ago. Going to have a little bit of a tire advantage here, trying to see if he can get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way. He's to the inside of McElwain, but just not quite able to carry that momentum down on the bottom side. And then right behind them, you can see the 33 of Tyler Justice starting to work his way back up there. Brian Provo, James Silvers, of course, Silvers and Justice, they've been kind of stuck to each other here this entire race so far. And then we've also got a new face up there, somebody I hadn't seen a whole lot of yet this evening, and that's Jake Ellingson in the 27. He's worked his way up into that 6th position, trying to crack the top 5 for the first time tonight.
We're starting to see some of these cars where we're getting a little bit, one of the longest runs of the night, the longest run of the night. We're starting to see some of these cars start to dance around a little bit. As you saw Jake coming up through the field there, as he was coming out of turn 4, it started to dance a little bit. So we're getting to that point in time in the race where it's going to show, if you took care of those tires, and some of these guys that have taken care of the tires are going to start working their way up to the front. But no surprise, Ellingson in that Lincoln Tech car, another one of our great sponsors, just had the car show this past Friday with them. What a wonderful event where we were able to raise a lot of great awareness and celebrate that partnership. And then, oh, by the way, Alexander Sexauer was officially awarded his sim rig at the event, as we've had a little bit of a mix up there. I don't know if Silvers had a problem or what the car was up front that did, but we had one car up front. That was a little dicey, but Cody McElwain continues to lead here as now Jake Ellingson moves his way into 2nd position.
Yeah, that looked like it was actually George Jewell in the 36 that had a big moment there, was able to hang on to it and save it. But, Jake Ellingson now up into that number 2 spot. As you can see, oh, no, that's Alan Smith sliding down pit road. I think I just need to quit talking about guys tonight. Every time I do, it seems like they get snake bit. Able to hang on to it. Is currently showing a black flag, most likely for speeding, entering the pits here. Let's take a look on the instant replay to see what happened to the 00. Yeah, just kind of, it looks almost
gets loose,
like the same thing that happened to Lenke earlier. Just on the exit of turn 4, just gets loose and comes around on him. Nice job of saving it, not hitting anything and not taking anybody else with him, but tough break there for Alan Smith.
Yeah, comes down pit road. A curious decision, I guess, maybe to clear the penalty, but, maybe you should have reached out to race control. But now look at the leaders, man. Tyler, these are 4th and 5th, they're racing side by side, man. It is, this race is awesome. You see Samuel Joseph still in there trying to get his lap back, just not able to keep up with the leaders. Cody McElwain starting to walk away. But 2 GLR guys up front. I wonder if they picked ARCA at the Vegas because they knew that the GLR guys would be good at it.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and stir that pot a little bit. Yep.
Well, a little inside joke, fun. I mean, it's all fun around here, and you heard about that in the video we played earlier, and it's just a lot of camaraderie, a lot of fun. You know, the military, Pat, I'd love for you to speak to this. Obviously, I can't, but it seems like the military is a lot of trash talk, a lot of fun, you know, ripping on each other, poking fun, and that just seems to be the beauty of it. And that happens just as much around here, and that's probably one of my favorite things about this community.
Yeah, when you serve in the military, you make the oddest of friendships, and it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, you know, what class you've come from, your race, your religion, none of that matters. It matters that we're fighting together for the same cause, and you find yourself in the most god-awful places in the world, you know, carrying out the mission that's in front of you. And so you kind of disguise some of that pain through just raw humor. And oftentimes in the military, it's some pretty dark humor. You know, I warn people all the time before they come into our Discord that please don't bring your feelings with you. They're probably going to get in the way and get hurt a little bit, but that's, you know, there's a lot of talk nowadays about love languages and things like that. Yeah, dark humor is definitely the love language of our nation's warriors and first responders. And it's just an unspoken bond that we have, and the way that we talk to each other, but we know that we have each other's back. We'll always have each other's back. We're willing to put our lives on the line for things. But when we're not out doing that, we've got to find the humor somewhere. And so that's what it ends up being.
Yeah, and even aside from just the military, the veterans that are in there too, I've got quite a few family members that are first responders, police, firefighters, things of that nature. And man, they are just like y'all in the military when it comes to the humor. My cousin, he's a firefighter, and that's something that he lived with us for a while. He's a young dude. He's 19, so he some of the humor that I see in Discord, I was noticing at home as well, and it's really awesome just to see that, how people will mess with each other, but you know that there's it's all in good fun, and you know that you got each other's backs through it too.
I mean, it's just fun. That's the best part about it is just having fun, laughing. There's so many things to be mad about in this world. You know what I'm saying? Virtual racing ain't it. You know, you might be mad for a few minutes because a lot of these guys put a lot of effort and time into this. But, man, I tell you, it's a beautiful thing, man. This community is just unbelievable. We've got a QR code up on screen right now. That will take you straight to the donate section of Goat Locker. It's a fundraiser race, so we want to raise funds. We've already hit our goal, but we want to keep going further because there are more veterans, first responders out there that Goat Locker can provide rigs to. You go, well, how have y'all done it before? Well, that's a great question. Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs has provided amazing ability for Goat Locker to give out these sim rigs to Indiana veterans, and it's InVets finds them, and Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs gives a grant to Goat Locker Racing to provide these sim rigs. And so most of them have been from the state of Indiana, obviously. And so that's what this fundraiser is for. As we watch George Jewell, oh my goodness, another close moment there for George Jewell. He's able to save it. But the fundraiser race tonight's about how do we give to other areas. Goat Locker wants to provide equipment to guys all over the country, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And they've already done it. Now we're going to continue to go further. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, and you love Goat Locker, if you're a part of it, or if you want to be a part of it, or if you just love the mission, please scan that QR code. Donate $1, $2, $5, $10. You know, if you're feeling saucy, $1 million. You know, if you got it, throw it in there. But anything will help. And it's 100% of it goes to providing a sim rig, diversion therapy, a community, a brotherhood for a deserving veteran or first responder. So scan that QR code, go donate. It's a great cause. You've heard the testimonials already. You hear us talking about it, and you see there's 43 guys on track that love Goat Locker, and it's all because of the partners, but you guys being able to donate and your support. So we appreciate it. And I don't know. I'm trying to talk through this stuff, but look at this battle for the lead, guys. Cody McElwain and Ellingson. Ellingson was able to get around him, and McElwain says, oh, no, I'm coming back.
Yeah, Cody McElwain has tracked Jake Ellingson back down. I thought Ellingson was going to kind of set sail and pull away from him, but not the case to this point. And also that driver in third, Brian Provo, up 31 spots from where he started. I don't think I've ever said that on a broadcast before, that somebody's up 31 spots from where they started on the night. Definitely the biggest mover by far. And slowly but surely, he's starting to track these top 2 drivers down. So, just a lot of drivers having really strong runs here. And, I think you might have been onto something, Eddie. They all seem to kind of have that Goat Locker connection, even with Pendleton there in 5th. I mean, it's kind of wild how that's working out so far.
Well, maybe it's a Navy thing. Maybe that's what it is. Brian Provo served. He currently serves. He's been in the Navy for 14 years. He's out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. So a Navy guy. And it just seems like the guys in the Navy can get it done in Vegas. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. But and we're so glad to have folks like Brian Provo, Ryan Pendleton, another Navy vet. Is Casey Jones is going right into the wall, or no? He's going down pit road. I don't know what he's doing, but he had a black flag. The camera angle kind of pooped on it a little bit. Let's go on board with it. Was he trying to pit?
I think it might have been another case of what we've seen throughout the evening of just, you're not trying to pit, but the car says, hey, it's time to pit. It's time to pit. Good night. He almost wiped out. I think it was the 76 that was there. That it looked like that Macho Man Randy Savage scheme that we've been seeing. Yeah.
Let's go on board with him. Let's see what this looked like.
Man, I wish we could see his rear view mirror from this onboard, because that would be just absolutely. Yeah, the rear view mirror would have been perfect if we could have had it for that onboard.
We call that a code brown, guys.
Yes, sir. He's going to need a change. Pit crew needs to come out there and change his britches out, because, whoa, that was something else. But we continue to have some phenomenal racing on track here, as now Ryan Pendleton has moved his way up into 4th position. JB Limke still back there in 7th position. Craig Bontrager has moved up to 8th. You see Kostick back there in 9th, and right now Stubblefield is rounding out our top 10. So, and guys, I mean, one caution. That's it so far.
Yeah.
They are putting on an absolute show tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's pretty amazing, and we've had a couple incidents, but 1 or 2 cars, and that's really about it. So, I mean, right now, your biggest movers at the moment, Cody McElwain up 11, Ellingson up 11, Brian Provo up 31, Pendleton up 24, Michael Kostick 17, Stubblefield 19, and Thaddeus Friel Jr. I mean, probably the best name of the night. Is there a better name in the field, guys? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. But Thaddeus Friel Jr., I mean, straight out of like the 1100s. I mean, probably a BC era name for sure. In this 10 machine, he is up 20 spots from where he started.
Yeah, I can't argue with your pick for name of the night. I don't think that gives an award, though, but we're going to give it out anyway. It doesn't come with a prize, just our admiration. But, yeah, really strong run up there in that 15th position. One of our ARCA drivers there with the Goat Locker Racing West Series logo on his car. But you mentioned it, only 1 caution so far in these first 48 laps, getting close to halfway already. And I mean, I don't want to say I'm surprised by it, but it is kind of surprising, because we do have so many cars. They're hard to drive. And other than that big one that we had earlier, which most of the drivers took a faster pair, got back out on the track, still most of the field out there running. So great job by everybody tonight to be able to put on some great racing for us.
This lap traffic is getting, I just said yo. Who am I? Lap traffic is getting kind of wild here. We've seen it being dealt with a few times, but clean air is massive for these cars. You can see Cody McElwain not really able to take advantage of it. He's got the 18 here right in front of him. Who is the 18?
That is Cody Anderson. He's number 11 on the scoring pylon, but number 18 on the car. And Eddie, you said yo. At least you didn't say yo, this traffic is whack or something like that. That would have been the ultimate soundbite if you would have pulled something like that. I'm almost a little disappointed that you did.
Yeah, well, we'll save that for another. But I'll tell you what, we got an award to give away. And how about this? Leader at halfway. Cody McElwain is going to lead halfway at lap 50 and he will win his choice of an Aaron McLaren or Liberty University crew shirt. So congratulations to Cody McElwain. Congratulations. First award of the night.
So far, what a fantastic drive out of him. And all these drivers out here tonight. Yeah, still only one caution here tonight. And we're starting to see, again, some of that tire wear starting to play in as, the field is definitely spread out. Our leaders, that top three are all within a second of each other. And then you have another little pocket. And then it kind of falls back when you get back to about that 10th place. And so I won't be surprised if we start seeing maybe some green flag pit stops here, as we're seeing some guys hit pit road already.
Yeah, Brian Provost coming in, Timothy Stubblefield, Kristen, Andy Carnes is in as well. So, yeah, green flag pit stops. It's been green, probably been waiting on a caution, but it hasn't happened. And so now you've got other folks. Oh, the 66 is that's John Herman. A little bit sideways there. Let's go back and see what happened to him coming on pit road.
Yeah, he's already slowed down to pit speed by this point, and
he missed
looks
his
like
stall.
He just drove right past his pit box. That's easy to do, especially when you got these full fields. If you're pitting near the back of pit road, it's you're used to driving a little bit farther down, but able to get to his pit box and to get some tires and fuel on that machine.
I bet he was like, I hope they don't catch this on the broadcast.
Got him.
All right, more folks coming down pit road. Looks like James Silver is coming down pit road. So how about this? 42 cars on track. Pat, you alluded to this. Only one caution, and we're going to get green flag pit stops. If you want to know why Goat Locker Racing, why people love Goat Locker Racing, and why this league, why we've been talking about all the amazing stuff that goes on, the secondary part of Goat Locker Racing is the league racing. Guess what? We race 7 nights a week. We're going to have to add an 8th day. It's unbelievable. Are you man enough to race 8 days a week? I don't know. Maybe I am. But these guys are amazing. This is the type of racing that happens every single week here at Goat Locker, and we're seeing it right now. 42 cars. Some guys never raced around each other, and we're having green flag pit stops here. Just an amazing, amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it really is. Just speaks to the types of drivers that we have over here that we're able to run green this long. And, you mentioned it, the racing is kind of the secondary mission over here. And one of the coolest things that I think about with Goat Locker is that, we do have 2 series that are premier series that do have a paid entry, but 5 nights a week, it's free. The vast majority of what you want to do over here, you can do for free. And I think that's really cool, too, that you all are able to do that and keep it to where, if maybe you don't want to do a pay league or you just don't have the extra money to race and pay out for it, that there's plenty of free options over here as well.
Yeah.
It's one of the goals we have always had is to be able to provide what we do free of charge. And so, whether you want to work your way up into one of our premier series, which are paid series, or you just want to come over here and enjoy some of the great racing, we have plenty of options for everyone, and we have a lot of different things that you can get into. Monday night we race the ARCA car, and we have 70-something drivers that show up every Monday night to race ARCA completely free. If you're into the open wheel stuff, hang out with us on Tuesday night for that Lincoln Tech IndyCar series. We're going to have a huge announcement at the end of this season when it comes to IndyCar and our IndyCar series moving into 2026. So you're definitely going to want to be a part of that. And then Wednesday nights with Cruising Classics and Nasties in our Cup series. Thursday nights, hey, after you're done watching us on Goat Talk Live, go check out the late model stocks. They have an incredible series that runs right after Goat Talk, and it allows some guys, that like that later start to be able to participate as well. Friday nights is the flagship of Goat Locker Racing, our truck series, sponsored by Save 22. Saturday, sports cars. So if you're into IMSA or GT3s, check out that MK Fire Designs sport car series on Sundays, and of course the InVets Xfinity series on Sundays. So we have something for everybody. So come join us.
Well, I tell you, I wanted to mention something real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Daniel, but
you're good.
Talking about racing for free. You talked about as we watch our leaders come down pit road. Oh my goodness! I tell you what, McElwain's struggling to get the car down to pit road speed. But one thing, Pat, that I wanted to shout out about you when you talked about free and we want you to race. When we had too many people for the ARCA series, we had so many people that wanted to race in the ARCA series, wanted to be there, and we were like, okay, how do we do this? How do we do it? And you said, I don't care what we do, but we're not going to turn anybody away. If a veteran, a first responder wants to be here and wants to race with us, we're going to make it happen. And so you said, I don't care how y'all do it, figure it out, but we're going to get it where we can race everybody and put them on track if they want to be here. And you did it. 2 races at one time in the ARCA series. I think it was an idea by Regis Clark, but regardless, the team comes together and says, okay, we want everybody to race, and I love that from you, where it's like, I don't care how we make it work. I don't care what people think. If a veteran wants, and first responder or a supporter wants to come and be here and race and support veterans, I want you here, and you made it happen.
Yeah, well, I didn't make it happen. I might have been the guy that said, hey, we're going to make this happen because that's our charge. That's our mission. Our mission is to serve. And, Goat Locker Racing, a lot of what has happened in Goat Locker Racing is because of that. Because we saw a need and we wanted to fill that need, and we figured it out. But we figured it out with an incredible group of people. That happened on Labor Day weekend, and, we put that out there, and we had a bunch of guys come together on Labor Day, on their day off, where they should have been spending it with their families at a barbecue or whatever the case may be. Oh, and we do have a caution that has come out. And this was in the middle of some green flag stops.
Yeah,
so
this is going to silvers.
This is going to shake some things up. That's a caution that was a little unexpected there. But, as we kind of clean up from that, but yeah, a great group of guys came together. Jake Ellingson, Eddie Smith, Regis Clark, Dan Crackeel, all these guys came together because I said, we will make this happen. And they said, okay. And they spent the entire day putting it together, making sure it was going to work. And then the rest of the team came together as well. So, again, as I said from the beginning of this thing, this doesn't happen because of one person or it happens because of a great group of sponsors, an incredible, group of volunteers and supporters.
Yeah, watching the replay here from what happened, and yeah, it's just the leaders coming on fresh tires. It looks like Jeremiah Holt trying to slow down. We'll take a look at it again. You can see the 6 of Cody McElwain. He's just got a head of steam because he's got fresh tires. He's looking to the inside of the 76 of John Lawless, our most recent sim rig winner. And yeah, just the space ran out. There was just no more space there as those guys go around.
Yeah, just too many cars going for the same piece of real estate there. It's going to put us under caution here with about 35 laps to go. Something that I wanted to mention real quick, we talked about, Pat, you mentioned MK Fire Designs with the series on Saturday night with the sports cars. They're providing that winner's plaque here this evening. Do we want to show a picture of what these guys are racing for, or do we not want to spoil it here?
Well, I'm all about it. MK Fire Designs is one of our brand new sponsors, and they have done some incredible work for us. If you've been to any one of our events, if you happen to be up in Chicago when we were at the Sim Expo, we had their flags on display. If you happen to, stop by and see us at the Lincoln Tech Car Show, we had one of their flags on display along with them, Mitch being there as well. And so we went to him with this idea. Well, I don't even think we went to him. I think we were talking about it one day, and he says, I want to do this. I want to make the race winner trophy plaque. Let me do that. And we're like, absolutely. And he absolutely killed it. The winner of tonight's race is going to go home with one of the most incredible trophies, whatever prizes, whatever you want to call it, that we have given out in Goat Locker Racing history. So yeah, if we want to pull up some pictures or show the video, let's show the crowd exactly what that
Tee
one
me
is gonna
up,
get
golf daddy. Let's go. Here we go. Andy Carnes is going to let us know.
Hey, Andy with Goat Locker here. Want to say congratulations to our winner on a great race. We got a beautiful trophy here to present to you from our partner MK Fire Designs. Big shout out to them, and thank you for this beautiful trophy. Also, thank you to all the people that donated to make this happen. We appreciate your support, the Goat Locker family, anybody that shared the link, they're shared a couple dollars. We appreciate you. Can't wait for this to go to a well-deserving first responder, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned for the next video for the first responder sim rig giveaway. And again, congratulations to our winner, and thank you all so much for what you do.
Back. Pretty
really
cool, pretty cool little
trophy that we've got there. Yeah, that's really awesome. They did a phenomenal job. I've been following them on social media ever since they came on board. They do a lot of really awesome work. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're also going to add the winner's name and number to that trophy as well. Are they not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so basically like you're bringing home a real life trophy, because it is a real life trophy. But we're getting ready to go back green. I did not realize we were doing single file on this restart, maybe just because of the way that it... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. We're not going green. I thought they were getting ready to come back into the restart zone there, so I'm just twisted up all over the place.
I think the pace car driver had to go to the bathroom real quick, and man, they pulling it straight off, and everybody's just looking around like, what is going on? Race control... I mean, we've got to, maybe somebody stole the pace car. I don't know if y'all remember back in the 80s at Talladega, some guy got in the Corvette pace car and went for a joyride. And I don't know if that would happen here, but looks like they got it wrangled back up, pace car coming back out.
That was a little bit before my time in the 80s, so
I don't think before my time, too, but I still know about it.
I still know about it, but I think Pat's the only one in the booth that actually remembers it, though.
Here we go again. Okay. So that was the first old joke of the night. I'll take that one. I'll own that one. For my time in the Navy, I could my very first aircraft I worked on was the F-14 Tomcat. So, and as many people know, that bird has been out of service for a little while. So yes, I do remember things very vividly from the 80s. So thanks for that, Dan.
It just wouldn't be Goat Locker if we didn't pick on each other in some form or fashion while we're up here. But it looks like they've got a little bit of sorting out to do with this caution here. They actually extended it by an extra lap. And Eddie, you had mentioned our most recent SimRig recipient, John Lawless. I believe we actually have a video from him as well, just talking about his experience here.
Hey everybody, Andy here with Goat Locker, ready to do another SimRig donation. Heading over to see John Lawless, our Air Force veteran. Going to do sure you're used to seeing Pat's beautiful face, but you know what? Today it's a Tuesday takeover. Andy's in charge. We're going to run this thing. We're heading your way, John, for the SimRig, so stay tuned for more updates.
What an awesome day for Goat Locker Racing. Had an incredible time dropping off SimRig number 12 to a very deserving veteran, John Lawless. You all will see him on track very, very soon. But thank you to everybody that supports what we do and all of our great sponsors. From iRacing to Next Level Racing, GTR Simulators, Alexander PCs, you name it. We've got a group of people that help out. And thank you to everybody that volunteers within the organization. Our race controllers, our broadcasters, our race directors, everybody. This doesn't happen without a great group of people surrounding us. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you out there on track.
Well, I think what's going to happen here, we're back. Thank y'all. But I want to jump in here because I think I know what's going to happen. I think they're going to go around one time. I think iRacing's had some sort of issue, and we're going to try to throw a caution and get it kind of wrangled back up.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. They just threw a manual caution. I don't know if it was because of where we were at in the pit cycle with the leader being on pit road. Sometimes when that happens and a caution comes out, iRacing just does some really interesting things. I know you and I have both seen that in league sessions before. Pat, you've probably seen it before too. So really the only fair way to do it is throw it green, let them do a lap, clear any black flags that take place as a result, and then throw the caution to get them racked back up and get everybody where they should be.
Well, hey, we want to take a look at the race control cam right now. If you want to see what stressed the hell out looks like, this is it. I mean, he is doing his best. And, hey, I want to shout out our race control, Daniel Krekiel and Brennan McDonald. These guys have been tasked with keeping this race in order, and it is all falling apart. So much love to these guys. They're trying to get it figured out. But you can see this is stress max right now. Stress con 5, I guess, is what we could say.
I think that's an accurate right now looks miserable.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to shout out all of our race control. Goat Locker is run by volunteers. You know, there's a lot of volunteer work that goes into adminning a series. You got 7 nights a week, but also our members. A few seasons ago, Pat, our members said we want race control. We want people in the race to be able to handle stuff like this. And it's been amazing to see the outpouring of veterans, but also volunteers who want to be a part of Goat Locker and help its success. And our race control is pretty amazing how many people have stepped up.
Yeah, just an amazing group of volunteers. And that's another wonderful part about this community is anytime that we go out and we ask for volunteers, they come in droves. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody wants to help out. And guys like Dan Krekiel that have really taken the bull by the horns and done a lot has been absolutely amazing. But we have an incredible group of race controllers headed up by Tim Jones. And he does a great job of getting those guys and gals all trained up so they can come out here and help, admin these races. All of our series directors are all volunteers. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a ton of work to put these races together, to make sure all the drivers are where they're supposed to be, that they got the correct numbers that they want, and all the things that go into it. And then, yes, our poor race controllers who get beat up more than they should. They're humans at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and they're doing an amazing job here tonight, getting everything sorted out. So, this final 30 laps is going to be an amazing run and an amazing finish to what has been an incredible event so far.
Yeah, race control can definitely be a thankless job. It almost, if you're not super familiar with racing, it's kind of like the referees in football. Nobody ever says anything until they're pissed off at you. They never tell you did a good job and called a great game. They're just going to let you know when they don't like the call that you made. So we definitely appreciate all the work that the race controllers have put in, and especially with Dan there running the ship tonight and getting everything sorted out.
It's tough being race control. You just don't get a moment to breathe sometimes, especially in a big wreck like what you had early in the race. Everybody's keying up. Hey, I want you to check this. Watch this guy did this. And, and everybody is obviously thinking about themselves and their own race, which makes sense. But then race control's got to think about 42 cars out on the track right now. And it's like that in a lot of the Goat Locker series. So there's a lot to track, a lot to keep up with. It can be frustrating on both ends, I think. But it looks like we got everything figured out now. Doing a great job. Got it all double filed. Lights are out. Daniel, looks like we're ready to go back green.
Yeah, I think we've got all the scoring and the positions figured out here, and we're getting ready to send this race back green inside of 30 laps to go. Craig Bontrager, one of those drivers you talked about in pre-race, is one of the ones to watch for. He's now up there as the control car, takes the lead on this restart with Kostick and McElwain now side by side for second behind him.
Yeah, a few different pit strategies starting to play out here. Cody McElwain pitted 11 laps ago, Kostick 9 laps ago, Craig Bontrager 15 laps ago. That caution kind of happened during that cycle. So a little bit different tire strategies. We'll see if that plays a factor into how the rest of this race goes. The V-Speed ticker is just like, is it caution? Is it green flag? They don't know. But it looks like we are still green. But Cody McElwain trying to get his way back up to the front now. It looks like he's looking down to the inside with those little bit fresher tires.
Yeah, and you mentioned the mix-up on strategies here. One driver that's now looking like they're actually the biggest mover of the race is going to be that 99 of Brandon Wallace that's in the 8th position. And, he was somebody that I think he was meatballed on that initial start of the race. Maybe not meatball, but he was definitely caught up in a bit of an accordion there near the back of the pack. also one of the drivers that's got his webcam on tonight. And, you know, we talked about how, you know, with like Goat Locker, we all like to give each other a hard time and things like that. Well, Brandon takes more abuse than probably anybody in this league does, with everybody giving him crap on pretty much a daily basis. But he sent me a message when we were there in the pre-race and we had our cameras on and told me I was looking extra ugly tonight. So thanks to the 99 and Brandon Wallace for that. Appreciate the support. He's probably got the broadcast on and can hear me saying that about it too while he's out there.
I'll tell you what, while we're talking about ugly, let's look at our race webcams that we got here tonight. And look, this is another beautiful thing about iRace or Goat Locker is that these guys put their cams up here so we can look at them and watch them as they race. It's such a cool thing to see the inside view. You got Brandon Wallace, even got a Kevin Price. Look at this VR view. As we get like what it looks like from his VR headset, you can see, I mean, bouncing around. You can see the head movements involved in those, but it's so cool to see all of these cameras. You got Race Control. You got Josh Unger up there, one of your SimRig recipients. You saw him in the video, and he's getting with it. Look at it. Locked in.
Yeah, that's definitely the look of focus right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody else caught it or not. Is Brandon Wallace literally driving with one hand?
I think so. I think he's got his can and Coke koozie down there on the right hand, and yeah, he is.
That explains a few things. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that we pointed that out. That put both hands on the wheel, Brandon. There you go, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you one driver that's got both hands on the wheel is that 75 of Chuck Phelps. He's putting on the gun show there in the middle. And, man, he's going to hate me saying that if he goes back and watches this broadcast, but he's got his on pretty much every single time that we get one of these shows on. And Chuck, one of our long-standing members here in Goat Locker, I mean, pretty much, if I was going to say that there's somebody that really encompasses Goat Locker, it would be Chuck. Oh, my God, we've got a huge wreck out on track. Michael Kostick, Brandon Wallace, and Chuck Pegleg Phelps, because I just had to talk about it.
Yeah, way to go.
Dan, you really got to stop talking about people. This is becoming a thing.
I learned from the best, and that's Eddie Smith as far as putting broadcaster curses on people. But yeah, let's take a look at what is going to be pretty much our second big one of the night here. Oh, Kostick and Barkas with contact. Kostick nose first into the wall. You can see the 92 of Stubblefield.
Oh, my goodness.
Good God, Goshen's upside down. Jeremy Gardner's missing the front of his car. Oh, there's Alan Smith caught up in another one.
Good goodness.
Go on board with Stubblefield here as we watch his ride.
Oh, this is going to be a hell of a view here through 3 and 4. He was barrel rolling down the track at one point.
Oh, there goes Kostick, and there he goes. He's airborne now.
There's a concussion. That's some CTE right there.
That right there is why I do not use VR. I would be ready to throw up after that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no way I could do that for sure. But what I mean, some of those drivers really went for a ride there. Hopefully, some of them still got their fast repairs that are still remaining. Can get these cars fixed up and back on track, as we are seeing all the leaders come down pit road right now. Probably going to put on that final set of tires and run this thing out until the checkered flag drops.
Yeah, and that incident was just Jamie Barkas. It looks like he dove bombed in there and just took out Kostick. However, there was a checkup in front. And, you know, when you're behind drivers, you really can't see when that kind of stuff happens. And so I think he was just surprised that Kostick checked up like he did and just kind of tried to take a move down to the inside and just kind of closed up. So bummer to see that happen with some front runners.
Yeah, definitely a tough result there. I think a few of those drivers had used their fast repair earlier. So gonna be tough. But yeah, you know, Pat, you mentioned it, that I just need to quit talking about people. I talked about Brandon Wallace and Chuck Phelps, and they both were involved in that wreck. And, you know, you're speaking from firsthand experience on that, going back to our summer series in the Indy cars. What was it? Pocono, I think I picked you as my pick to win that race, and you got hit. I don't want to say you got hit by a lightning bolt beforehand, but your internet or something went out right before the race.
Yes, and that was right at the start of that race as well. Felt really, really good. I think I had qualified in, I think, the third position. I'd won the previous 2 oval races, and so, Dan, I'm going with a good pick there. But the minute the green flag dropped, I took a power spike in the house and lost my internet. And I think I had some choice words for you. I think we had a little exchange, but that's okay. And the commentator's curse is real.
Yeah, very much so real. And yeah, you did have a few choice words for me on that. That was we're not going to repeat those here for the show, though.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere along the line.
All right, we are back live here at Las Vegas. Sometimes out here in the desert, you get a sandstorm or two that causes a little bit of interference. But we are back live here for the Goat Locker fundraiser race, closing in on 10 laps to go here, getting down to the end of this thing.
Yeah, and it is going to be a wild run to the finish here. As some of the same players that have been up front all night long are still there. You see Jake Ellingson has moved his way into second position. Cody McElwain's still right there as well. But you've got David Calvert and Craig Bontrager up here at the front battling hard. No one wants to give up any track position right now. So this is going to be an incredible ride and an incredible finish to this race.
Yeah, and actually, just taking a look here, Dave Calvert in the 90 was actually given a black flag. I didn't quite see what it was for, as we've got a car around in the back. It's the 23 of Ryan Pendleton, hard into the wall. Caution flag is out. Pendleton actually going to have to tow as a result of that. And, man, that is a tough break there for the 23 car. Let's go back and take a quick look at what happened to him here. See, racing with George Jewell for position. And, oh, yeah, it looked like maybe Pendleton got into the wall and then came down the track just a little bit. And, oh, good grief, that is a hard hit. And that's, we said concussion protocol earlier. I think that might put Pendleton in the concussion protocol too.
Yeah, I think the Infield Care Center is going to have a line out the door here this evening with some of these massive wrecks that we have seen, to include guys flipping down the front straightaway. And yeah, that was a hard hit into the outside wall for driver number 23 there.
Yeah, indeed, that was a tough hit, but we're going to be getting a restart here inside of 10 laps to go. You see Brian Provo, your leader, Craig Bontrager second. Got Ellingson, McElwain, and Justice, your top 5. Jason Kristen, Timothy Wilms, George Jewell, Cody Anderson, and Casey Jones rounding out your top 10 here. And, we've seen a lot of really just awesome racing this evening. We've been able to kind of mess with each other a little bit, which has been fun. We were talking about right there as we had the technical issue. We saw, or you and I were talking about that commentator's curse, and how I basically knocked your internet out in the summer series in the IndyCar series. So, I think you're right. I think that might be a fundraiser idea for Goat Locker. Actually, whoever makes the biggest donation gets to make my pre-race pick. And decide, gets to decide who do you want to see upside down in a hot dog stand.
Yeah, you definitely, I don't know what mystical powers you actually possess. It is quite impressive when you call a race and you decide to focus on a driver, that driver does not tend to do very well. So whatever whatever mojo you've got going on, I love the idea of trying to monetize it as well. Hey, we are doing a fundraiser race here this evening. So if you would like to donate and, pick your favorite driver that is not going to do well in the next race, make sure you hit up Dan and we'll make that happen.
Yeah, my services are open to the highest bidder. If that's a great thing. We've got 7 races, like you said earlier, we got racing 7 nights a week. Somebody pisses you off on Monday night, just have me make them that you're, the pick to win on Tuesday, and everything just balances out at that point.
Well, here is the QR code if you want to donate. If you like what you see, if you love to see veterans get a big old dub, I'm going to tell you right now, Goat Locker is the place for it. And you QR code, just scan that with your camera on your phone or go to goatlockerracing.org and /donate. And that'll take you right there to it. You can donate, and we sure would appreciate it. And I know the vets the first responders that receive these sim rigs are definitely going to appreciate it. So we got a lot of sponsors. We want to shout everybody out. We want to shout out our wonderful sponsor. We got so many, but we're going to hit a few real quick. Jam Printing Promotions. If you don't know, the hats, the shirts, everything that the hoodies, all the cool gear that all these guys wear, you'll see them out. You'll see them on camera. You'll see us on camera. It all comes from Jam Printing and Promotions. Incredible organization. Been down with GLR from day one, an OG, if you will, and one of Goat Locker's best sponsors and honestly best colors. The blue and orange look great on a car, look great on a shirt. Jam Printing Promotions, go check them out. Amazing people and amazing supporters of Goat Locker, and boy, do we love them.
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest supporters that we've got here. Their colors do look good, although that 07 that's usually associated with them could use a little bit of work. But that's a completely different story, though, for a different day. And right now, we're getting ready to go back green with Brian Provo, your control car. He's your race leader, and he is going to get out to the lead on this restart inside of 10 laps to go. And, something that you mentioned earlier, Patrick, that 27 of Jake Ellingson, he is a man on a mission right now. He's always got his webcam up during these races. It seems like he wants to make sure he's got that big trophy from MK Fire Designs to display in the background on his streams from now on.
The fight is going to be on here. Guys are going to be fighting hard every restart because you want to be that control car. You want to be able to control this race when that next caution comes out, like right now.
Yeah, that was the 20 of Warub and the 34 of Casey Jones, both involved in that one. Caution back out yet again here in the fundraiser race. Let's take a quick look on the V-Speed instant replay. I think there was a couple other drivers caught up in that as well. Oh, yeah. That started with
Skylar
a checkup
Daly.
out of...
Well,
yeah,
Sean, looks like Sean said, well, you know what? I done got hit once. Kablow! It just wrecked them ball down in the grass. Poor George Jewell. It looks like it's kind of where that started, right? I think it started up here with him.
It looked like George Jewell maybe had a little bit of a checkup there, dealing with some pretty heavy damage on the back of that car also. And then, Skylar Daly with a huge hit to the wall there. And, gonna take
Put
out
your
Brandon
mouthpiece in
Wallace
for this
the
one, Daniel.
process, too. Yeah, this is definitely going to measure on the CTE scale here as we take a look on board with Skylar Daly. And man, that is huge contact to the right front. Then gets hit again just to add a little bit more bit more fault to injury.
Well, you can see why George Jewell is spinning out. He's missing his rear bumper. It's gone. Where is it? Look at it. You can see all the way up in the guts.
Yeah, that's usually less than ideal for downforce if you're missing your rear bumper.
Yeah, that was not good. So Skylar Daly, big contact there. But, man, we're getting down to the end of it, guys. I can't believe it. It's been so much fun. I've enjoyed this. It's been a blast. You could definitely see that these guys are trying their butts off to win this race. And I want to say, Ellingson and McElwain have really kind of set themselves apart, but there's so many guys up here that can win it. Tyler Justice, Timothy Wilms, sneaky fast. So he'll sneak up in there and take it. Somebody we haven't talked about all night, Cody Anderson sitting back there in 7th. Jason Kristen, Lipke, Barkus, your top 10. You never know what can happen. A little bit of contact, having to get out of the gas, and we're so full throttle that any of these folks can be up there making the pass to the lead in a heartbeat.
Yeah, still quite a few drivers that have the opportunity to get up there and take this win this evening. Also want to give a shout out. The chat in YouTube has been going off all evening. Appreciate everybody out there that is supporting and just commenting and interacting here this evening. And, we talked a little bit about different fundraiser ideas. Noah Hogard put an idea out there in the YouTube chat and asked, can we start the bidding for Eddie's old chair? So there's another fundraiser idea that we've got. He seems like he's really intent on bringing home your old chair, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's infatuation with my old chair, but Goat Locker, man, gracious, along with GTR simulations. If you're into any kind of simulation, if you like iRacing, flight sims, any of that stuff, if you're into any of that, go check out GTR simulation. Falling apart. I mean, the computer froze and so did my brain. GTR simulation. Go check them out. They got some incredible stuff, and this chair is top quality. It was so easy to put together, and I cannot thank them and Goat Locker enough for providing me with a chair. The old one has seen better days, and it was good to finally get an upgrade. So thanks to GLR, thanks to GTR simulations.
Yeah, an incredible partnership with GTR Simulators, and we met them up at the Sim Expo there in Chicago while we were up there. They fell in love with our mission. We ended up loading up our trailer with a lot of their chassis to come home from that, and they donated even a couple more, and so they're going to be incredible partners of us moving forward. But yes, a small token of appreciation for our head guy in charge when it comes to everything media and broadcasting. Got to put you in a good seat, Eddie. Got to make sure you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not calling a good race, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, it seems like I need to go hit up Alexander PCs, another one of our great sponsors, and get one that doesn't freeze up. So, but we're getting ready to go green here. 4 laps to go. We do have 3 green-white checkers, but Brian Provo, Jacob Ellingson going to lead us down to the green flag. Got Bontrager and McElwain in road number 2. They're into the InVets restart zone, and we are green flag. 4 laps to go. Who is going to win this race, Daniel? It's still wide open.
Well, I think for the sake of the field, I better not make a pick here on who I think is going to win it, but they're looking to go 3 wide for that number 2 position. You got Bontrager on the bottom. McElwain actually backs out of it there, falls in line behind Ellingson, and he's going to move his way up into that 3rd spot now. But Ellingson now trying to carry that momentum and look to the lead on the outside of Brian Provo as he actually blinks out a little bit there through 3 and 4.
They're door banging back there. 4 wide back for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th position as they're going crazy. But here comes Ellingson with the run down to the inside. He looks to the inside of Provo. And these guys, Tyler Justice, Cody McElwain, waiting for the contact to happen. Ellingson could not get the run. He's going to fall back in line. Here comes Cody McElwain with a run.
The big question is, did they get around to take the white flag and make this race official before any caution comes out? And they will indeed. This is the last lap of the GLR fundraiser race. Brian Provo is in first. They are side by side. There's about 5 cars under a blanket for the 2nd position. That's exactly what Provo wants to see as they start slowing each other down. Down the back straightaway, it is all Provo through 3 and 4. He has got a huge lead on the rest of this field. Side by side, though, for 2nd. Ellingson up top, McElwain on the bottom. Your winner, though, is going to be Brian Provo in that 08. Jake Ellingson coming home in 2nd. Cody McElwain in 3rd. Look at that. Jamie Barkus sneaking his way up there into 4th. And, man, Brian Provo not only takes the win, but started 34th on the field, moves up 33 spots, and brings home that number 1 position.
What a race. Holy cow. I mean, Provo had it. I mean, that dirty air played all the factor in that. Those guys getting side by side, not able to complete those passes. That big spoiler you see on the back just kind of creates a nasty wake of air, and they were just pulling each other back, like Daniel said. And Provo just showing them the deuces, and now putting that 08 machine in victory lane. You can see some love there from the GLR teammates. I love what those guys do. They're always supporting their teammates, but letting Provo burn it down a little bit, and then they start to celebrate with their team. Just an incredible race, incredible win for this 08, and driving all the way up from the back of the field, 34th to the lead. Unbelievable.
Just unbelievable drive out of Brian Provo here this evening, and to watch things kind of get mixed up a little bit, and to for these Goat Locker Racing boys to be, take the top 4 spots tonight, man, it does my heart really well. Jake Ellingson pours his heart into this mission, into this organization, and to see him have just a phenomenal race here tonight, lead some laps, does my heart a whole lot of good. But congratulations to Cody McElwain and Jamie Barkis as well, and the entire field. What a race.
Well, before we lose some of you, I'm going to jump in here real quick. And I just want to continue the thing we've been doing all night, which is showing love to our veterans. And our most recent Sim Rig winner is our Warrior Spotlight. If you go, what is a Warrior Spotlight? Well, it's probably of so many favorite things I have for Goat Locker. I love this, where we spotlight one guy for a whole month, sometimes 6 months. Just depends on how much we can you can get them to make some more graphics, but just to highlight our warriors. That's why it's called a Warrior Spotlight, because it's not just veterans, it's first responders, and just a whole group of folks. And I love what they do here with the Warrior Spotlight. And this month's is John Lawless. He was in the race tonight. He comes away with a 40th finish. Probably not what he wanted, but hey, he just got the rig, and he was out there racing. I saw him putting down some pretty quick laps. So, hey, we love it. We're happy to see him on track. He served in the United States Air Force for 22 years as a hydraulic maintainer. He completed 5 deployments to Korea, Iraq twice, Sicily, and Turkey, and he worked on multiple platforms. And we are so proud to have John as a member of the GLR family and forever known as number 12, Pat.
Yeah, and I still can't believe that we say things out loud like that we've done 12 of these so far. And the incredible people that we've been able to welcome into our family. So John has been really, really active. He's doing a lot for Goat Locker at this point in time. But incredible to see him out here tonight. Nobody wants to finish 40th, but he didn't finish dead last. So, I mean, hey, that works as well. But I cannot wait to announce number 13, 14, 27. Our mission is only going to continue to grow, and we're going to continue to get this equipment in the hands of our warriors.
Well, if you want to get to know John Lawless, tomorrow night, John Lawless is going to be on Goat Talk on ATYL Media. Go check that out. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get to meet him, talk to him, learn all about him. But tonight was all about Brian Provo. But I'll tell you what, before we do that, while we still got y'all here, let's show some love to all. We have so many amazing partners. Let's show some love to some of our partners right now before we hit the interviews. So we'll be right back.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Welcome back here to the Goat Locker Fundraiser race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're going to give you a full race rundown to see where your favorite driver finished after 100 hard-fought laps here this evening. Coming home with the win, Brian Provo in that 08. Jake Ellingson coming home in second. Cody McElwain third. Jamie Barkis in fourth, leading a Goat Locker Racing sweep of the top 4 positions. Pat, maybe you should have been out there. You could have tried to make it number 5 out there this evening. But Samuel Yosef is going to take home that final spot in the top 5. Nice recovery after being 2 laps down earlier in the race. Greg Bontrager comes home in 6th. Jeremiah Holt in 7th. Tyler Justice in 8th. Jason Kristen in 9th. And George Jewell going to round out your top 10 here this evening.
Well, David Calvert, Senior, going to be in that 11th position. Thaddeus Friel Jr., best name in the biz, going to round out 12th place. Kevin Price had a great run tonight in 13th. Sean Warub in 14th. Alan Smith recovers after that massive wreck, big hit. Going to come back and finish on the lead lap in that 15th position. Great race for him. Jamie Lipke also, fantastic race, up in the top 15 all race long. Timothy Williams going to come home in 17th. Cody Anderson in 18th, Jake Ham in 19th, and Larry Poling. He said he was nervous about this race, but dadgummit if he didn't come away with a top 20 finish. A Vietnam veteran, I think. Just unbelievable. So Larry Poling, what a great job with that 20th position.
And then now we go to those drivers that finished outside the top 20. Charles Abert, that number 7 machine, finishes in 21st. James Silvers, who had a kind of tough night, got wrapped up in a couple things, comes home in 22nd. There's Daniel Parks in 23rd. John Herman and that number 66 machine finishes in 24th. And as we kind of focus there at the end of the race, Skylar Daly with that huge wreck at the end, but limps her home in 25th. 26 is going to be Casey Jones. And then poor Brandon Wallace, maybe he'll learn from this point forward to drive with both hands on the wheel as he brings it home there in 27th. Tim Stubblefield, after flipping down the front stretch, finishes in 28th. 29th is Ryan Pendleton, and there is Josh Unger rounding out your top 30.
Taking a look back through the rest of the field, you've got Ricky Sisk Jr. finishing in 31st. 32nd is going to be Andrew Carnes. 33rd, James Goshen. 34th, Jacob Lenke. Jeremy Gardner, I mean, what a quiet night for him, and not where we're used to seeing him finish back there in 35th. Chuck Pegleg Felts in 36th. 37th, Michael Kostick. Tyler Evans in 38th. Jonathan Lawless, 39th. And in the 40th position is going to be Corinne Smith. Last 2 drivers on the field, Doug Ellingson in 41st. And hey, what do you know? Another driver that I talked about earlier that ended up getting a broadcaster curse, Frederick Seagraves finishing in 42nd, shotgun on the field this evening. And that's your full race results here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But what do you guys say we go ahead and get a word with our top 3 finishers? I'm going to start off with our race winner, Brian Provo. Brian, this is a lot of us up here in the V-Speed booth. You got us?
Yeah, I hear you guys. What's going on?
Well, man, what a run. You know, Pat said earlier about how good you are at road courses, and you're out here tonight proving that you are not just a road course driver, but you're also proficient with these ovals too. Started back in 34th. How did you work your way up through the field to be able to get yourself in that position?
Oh man, I would say, we talked a little bit of strategy before, just because I was in the back. Like, do you try to save tires or try to do, a little bit more pit strategy, and it ended up being just try to run as hard as you can and hope the other guys try to save tires to get in front of them. A little fortunate, probably towards the beginning, that first caution made up some good spots, so then I was able to stay with that lead pack for the majority of the race or towards the end, and then just found a good groove in that like 1 car lane high, and was just able to keep on pushing the guys ahead of me and being able to make some moves, and eventually got to hold out for the win there against Jake and Cody, who's fast, and Craig, I think, that right behind us.
Well, you mentioned those guys, and you mentioned those guys that you were racing. You had a lot of teammates around you there. And speaking from experience, I know I always want to beat my teammates more than anybody else because usually they kick my ass. So it's nice to be able to have the role the other way around there. What was your mindset going through on that late restart there? And was there any extra motivation to say, hey, I want to be top dog on the team tonight?
Oh yeah, I think Jake and I we started next to each other, and Cody right behind us, and we all were like, let's race it clean for the first part till the white's out, and if it's the moves there, it's still racing for the last lap. Everyone wants to, everyone wants to be the winner. No one should be in this league. They didn't want to win the race, but obviously team strategy does play in some aspects. But yeah, we were just racing hard there at the end, and he just couldn't get by, and that's how it happened.
Well, man, really solid run tonight. You're going to be the one that is the recipient of that really awesome trophy from MK Fire Designs. Biggest mover on the night as well. And just, just really awesome racing that you put on here as we hosted this fundraiser race this evening. So this is your time. This is your platform now. Who you want to thank, any sponsors, shout outs, or anything that you want to just say about the league in general?
Yeah, so to just kick it off, thanks to MK Fire and Design for, putting this race on for us and helping, Pat and the Goat Locker guys, everybody in the organization to, the fundraising that for all the things that they're doing, to, helping veterans, get into racing, get into the sim world. And then also like Lincoln Tech, Save 22, bunch of different sponsors for a lot of our series that we have for Goat Locker Racing. For those that don't know a lot about Goat Locker, we race every night of the week. Plenty of sponsors out there, and Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs that do support Goat Locker and things that the organization does to get those sim rigs and help veterans and first responders and those in this community to get into the sim world of racing that I like doing that. So.
All right. Well, there you have it from our race winner, Brian Provo. Congrats once again on the win. And make sure that you take some pictures of that big old trophy that you get, and make sure you show it off in the rest of the league.
I will. Yeah, no problem.
Congrats, buddy. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you too.
And Eddie, I believe that you are standing by with our second place finisher, Jake Ellingson.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Well, they say second place is the first loser, but in this race tonight, I feel like you're a winner. Your teammate took the checkered flag. You were up front all night long. You were kicking butt. Headset still intact. Drywall still in good shape. And good second place for you, Jake, man. Congratulations. Tell us about that race, man. What was it like out there?
It was rough, really loose. 20 laps into the run. Especially when we had that long green flag run. I mean, me and Cody were barely keeping it together up front there.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like the air made a huge difference tonight. Is that something that you really felt? Could you really feel it, or was it just the car was loose, just balance wise?
Oh, you could definitely feel it. As soon as one of us got into clean air, it instantly got loose. But when we were behind, if we were behind somebody, it got tighter, but it was still loose. But you could definitely feel it.
Well, I know you probably wanted to win this race, which I know you did, but you came home in second and still got to celebrate out there. You're going to win a prize. And, man, it's just so cool. Talk a little bit about Goat Locker, your involvement here. You're not just a racer here. You're a massive part of Goat Locker. So talk a little bit about your part here at Goat Locker.
Well, we'll start from the beginning when I was just a Joe Schmo racer. Coming in on Friday nights when we just had the truck series, and then Pat came to me, was like, we need to add another series. So we started out with super lates, and then it was, we need to add another series. And then it ended up being ARCA, and then we went into next gens, and then it just kind of started growing. And then I started taking on a bigger role of doing the series admin stuff. And then now I'm, building 100% of the races every season. It's 110 races that I build every spring and fall season. So I mean, 8 hours of my day gets dedicated just to that. And then more of the back end type of stuff, we just settle problems. Nothing, too major. I don't like putting myself on a pedestal. I feel that I don't do enough for GLR. I feel I always could be doing more because Pat and Jamie built a great organization from ground up, and I just couldn't be happier to be a part of something.
All right, well, I'll do it then. This man has to set up every single session 7 nights a week. We have 7 races. Oh, no, sir. 8 races or more sometimes. And Jake spends about $150 in Red Bulls and all night to set these sessions up so these guys can race. And he does it from the kindness of his own heart. Sits there and does. I mean, how many is it? 100 and it's like 120 something races.
110 total.
110 total. He goes through and meticulously sets up. So he may not say it, but I'm going to tell you, he's a massive part of Goat Locker. And I want to shout you out, Jacob. Or I don't know why I called you.
Appreciate it.
I could normally call you Jake, but I read Jacob. Sorry. But man, you're a huge part of Goat Locker. We appreciate you. Congratulations on your second place. Who do you have to thank?
I definitely can't thank MK Fire Designs enough for throwing the trophy into the mix for the winner. Big congrats to Provo and that. He put up one hell of a fight. I wish I would have gotten to his outside, but he put his car perfectly in that spot. But MK Fire Designs, can't thank them enough for coming on board and being a huge part of the fall season, not just this race, but a huge part of the fall season. Thanking Tech for putting their name on this number 27, Cruising Classics, Jam Printing Promotions, Save 22, iRacing, and all the other great sponsors that we have. I'm probably forgetting a couple, but let's leave it at that. But last but not least, I definitely can't thank my beautiful wife and my wonderful daughters for allowing me to have the time to come out and have fun with you guys. And a big shout out to my friend's family, who her husband passed away yesterday. So I almost did not make this race, but she told me to come out and race and try to do good for him. So big shout out to Sherry and her family, and big condolences for her.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for talking to us, Jake. Congratulations. Well, I'll tell you what, man, he brought up MK Fire Designs, and I'm telling you, not only do they do all the things they just said, they did the trophy. They have incredible woodwork. If you haven't seen it, go Google search it, man. It's unbelievable the stuff that they're making. But they're also the sponsor of my favorite series, and that's the GT3 Sports Car Series. If you hadn't seen that on Saturday night, you better go check it out. Tim Jones over there, just kicking butt. And I don't know. That series is on fire, Pat, so I can't think of a better sponsor than MK Fire Designs.
See what you did there. I see what you did.
Well, how about you talk to our third place finisher?
Hey, Cody, it's Pat up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. What's up, guys?
Well, you put on an incredible show here tonight. Started in the 12th position, found yourself up front. I think you got involved in a little bit of early trouble too. So just kind of take us through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring her home in that 3rd position.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I was running somewhere around the end of the top 10 there in that first, I think it was like 10 laps. And somebody wrecked in front of me, and I got into them. I got a meatball. So I come on in, got my fast repair, and took tires, which I didn't think was going to do anything. But that 10 lap difference in tires really paid off, and I just kind of drove straight up to the front and went green for a while there, I believe. And it was really bizarre, man. The car, if you were out front, I know there was several laps there where me and Jake were kind of trading, and the car out front, dude, it was so loose, and the car behind, I guess that when you got behind the car and got that dirty air and lost the downforce on the front, it just made the car drive so much better. And so, yeah, that was kind of bizarre. But, I don't know, man. I was trying to save tire, and it really wasn't doing anything. So it was just wide open for the most part and trying to survive a little bit of chaos. But it was a lot of fun, and glad to survive it and bring 1, 2, 3, 4 to Goat Locker. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty incredible race. Watching you guys race all night long and trading the top spot back and forth, and even going through a green flag, cycle of pit stops.
Yep.
So, as that was starting to cycle through, and you talked about the tires, what were your guys' thoughts? I know you and Jake pitted at the same time, stayed out a little bit longer during that run. So, what was your thought process when that green flag cycle started?
Well, that was, I go back to what I said about the 10 lap difference being so big. I'd learned that early in the race after being in that incident at the beginning. So I was like, telling Jake, I'm like, hey, dude, let's just stay out and get a difference in tire here to the guys that are already pitting, and we should come, right back around, hopefully. That was the plan. And then I was actually involved in what brought out the caution right after that. And I hated it. And no doubt he called it out. They said he called it out, but I just didn't hear it. Whoever it was I hit, he was trying to pit there, so I hated that. But yeah. I mean, that was it. We were just trying to create a difference in tire there, and was going to try to run it out and see what we could do. But iRacing had other plans.
As it often does, man. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations here this evening on that third place finish, Cody. I know you've been a part of Goat Locker Racing from the very beginning, but this is your time, your platform to thank anybody you need to thank, and maybe talk a little bit about what Goat Locker has meant to you.
Yeah, man. I'd just like to give a shout out to, iRacing, of course, Sim Motion. And I think I heard correctly that MK Fire Design put up the trophy for this race. So
Yes,
really
sir.
appreciate those guys for doing that. And then just all the other sponsors, dude, that have come on board here, and they contribute and just make all this possible, that what we do. And yeah, as far as what Goat Locker means to me, dude, it's just, I don't know if I'd count myself as a first responder being a lineman, but I'm just going to fall in here and act like I am. And, the fact that we take care of all these veterans and, first responders, and give us all a place to, just come be together and have a good time, and, do what we all love to do here. We can't race in real life, most of us. So this is the closest we'll ever get. So yeah, just, just the whole meaning behind Goat Locker is just awesome. And I'm just really glad I can be even though it's a really small part of it, I'm glad I'm here. And, can't thank y'all enough for what y'all do, man. It's an
Well,
awesome league.
Can't thank you enough, Cody, as well. You are absolutely a first responder. Known you for years now, known that you've responded to hurricanes and everything else when the world needed you. So we appreciate what you do. Congratulations on that third place finish here tonight, man. Get out there and celebrate with the rest of the team.
I appreciate you, buddy. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it.
Well, that's going to do it for our top 3 interviews. But man, what a race, what an event that this turned out to be tonight. A lot of awesome racing on track. And, just while we've got a moment here at the end of this, I just want to say, Pat, it's awesome to see what you all have done at Goat Locker. It's awesome to see what you're going to continue to do for veterans, first responders. It's been a blast being up here in the booth with y'all this evening and being able to be a part of this. Pat, this is your show at this point. Is there anything else that you wanted to say to everybody before we call it a night here?
Just again, I'm incredibly honored and humbled by the entire community. We set out on this mission, and you've heard a couple people talk about it here this evening. It started off very small, and it has grown very large. And I couldn't be happier to see the things that we're doing. I couldn't be more excited for the future of Goat Locker Racing. We were only going to continue to do more. We're only going to continue to grow bigger. And what an incredible event here this evening. To get that amount of our drivers together, to come together for this cause, the amount the community put into it as well. There's a huge sweepstakes going on. We've got helmets a part of it. We've got shirts. We've got all kinds of stuff that's a part of that. You can still get into that as well. But for everybody that took the time to tune in this evening, thank you. For everybody that contributes to Goat Locker Racing, thank you. It doesn't happen, just because, I don't know, as Eddie said before, I said we're going to do something. This happens because a lot of people believe in what we're doing, believe in our mission, and want to be a part of it. So thank you to Eddie and Dan for spending your Wednesday evening during an off week here this evening, calling this race, and all the work that went into it beforehand. I can't thank the two of you gentlemen enough either, but thanks for having me up in the booth. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll do a little goat talk tomorrow, but thank you to everybody. What an incredible evening.
It was such a great evening. And Eddie, I don't want to leave you out of anything here. I want to say Jerry Springer style final thoughts before we sign off here this evening.
Incredible league, incredible racing. And I can't thank everybody enough for what they do. Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, for what they do over at V-Speed to help us put these broadcasts on, for you guys to be a part of the booth tonight, and for all those in the broadcasting team for Goat Locker that puts in amazing work. You guys are awesome. Goat Locker has so many sponsors. I want to shout them out one more time. Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Jam Printing Promotions, Alexander PC, iRacing, MK Fire Design, Sim Motion, Glove Station, Cruising Classics and Nasties, Save 22. We'll say them again. Zach Graphics, Invets, Jam Printing Promotions again. I mean, just incredible partners, incredible sponsors. We could not do it without everybody. It takes it takes everyone to do something like this. Pat, it does a ton of work, but man, he needs everybody that's involved, and man, I just cannot thank all the race control, all the admins, everybody that watches, that makes this community what it is. I just want to say thank you to those.
Very well said from both of you. It's been a blast doing this event. It's been fun being up here. Probably the most fun I've had on a broadcast in a while, and that's not just because I've got to rib Pat a couple of times while we've been up here. It's just been a blast being up here. It's awesome to be a part of this league. Got the QR code up there. Don't forget to scan that. You can still donate, still support the league. It is a 501c3 nonprofit, so keep that in mind whenever you do decide to donate and help things to continue to run around here and continue to help support the mission that Goat Locker has, supporting our veterans and first responders. But folks, that is going to do it for our coverage here this evening of the Goat Locker Racing Fundraiser event. So on behalf of Patrick Drabick, Jamie Barkis, and everyone here at Goat Locker, for everybody at B-Speed, including Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, Morgan Cook, and Eddie Smith, as well as Dougie Beard for providing us with those great camera angles that we get to use for these broadcasts. My name is Daniel Cunningham, saying thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Don't forget, we've got racing 6 nights a week in Goat Locker here on V-Speed, and we'll catch you on the next broadcast.